or Thursday?
Yes, but it was so long, she didn't have room to put my name on there.
I know there was not attribution. So Jeff has taken over part of what Devin used to do. He's going to be doing the profiles.
Okay.
So Jeff is going to be doing the profiles in the Yountville Sun now.
Up close and personal.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very fun to do.
All right, we are ready to get started when you are.
Okay, let's go ahead and call the meeting to order. And Sam, do you want to do the roll call?
Just one sec. Sorry, I'm getting it all rolling. Okay. So we have, excuse me. All right. So just I'll give more information tonight just because this is Jeffrey's first meeting. So we just have to have you respond verbally that you're here. We need to see you on screen and then also be able to hear your voice and that confirming that you can hear us as well. So Commissioner Lay.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Resnick.
Here.
Commissioner Meredith.
Here.
Commissioner Cant.
Here.
Vice Chair McDonald.
Here.
And Chair Caption.
Here.
And we'll let the record reflect that Commissioner Share is excused.
Great. Okay. Now,
And Samantha, you're a little garbled.
yeah, you're in kind of an echoey area. I don't know. Are you at work or?
I am at my office. That's probably why. So let me, I'm going to call in real quick and then I'll have that audio instead.
Okay.
So you can keep going.
Okay. Let's go ahead with the Pledge of Allegiance. The flag. That's flag. Okay. So I pledge allegiance
To
to the flag
Flag of the United States
States of America,
America
and
to the republic
for which
for which it
which
stands,
stands
one nation
one nation
under God,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty.
liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, so the next is I need a motion to adopt the agenda.
Enter your meeting ID followed by the pound.
Oh, we should mute Sam, I suppose. So does
I
that,
motion to adopt the agenda.
I
thanks,
second it.
thanks, Sam. So Sam, you got that, and that Noel moved and Jeff seconded. Yes, okay, she's nodding. So we've adopted the agenda. Now I need, we should discuss and approve the minutes from the last meeting. Does anybody have any questions or comments about the minutes from our last meeting on December 6th?
No.
Nope, I think they're all good for me too. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Thank you. Jeff move and a second.
I'll second.
Thank you. So, and Sam got that, I think, on record. Yes?
Yes, I'm still trying to get better audio, but I have to do the roll call vote.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay, right.
So we have a couple, don't we?
Yeah, it's okay. We'll just skip the adoption of the agenda, but we'll do a roll call vote for the minutes.
Okay.
So that was a Commissioner Lay.
Yeah, approve.
You would be, you would be excused from this vote because you weren't at that meeting. So
Actually, I did watch it.
yeah, so you can't approve the minutes.
Okay.
And then Commissioner Resnick,
I approve, yes.
Commissioner Meredith,
Well, I wasn't at that meeting.
Oh, okay. So I was at the meeting. I'll move that we approve it, and I bet Noel will second my motion.
okay, and Vice Chair, or excuse me, Commissioner Cant.
I was not at the meeting either.
Oh, that's right. We got a lot of people not at that meeting. And it's Vice Chair McDonald
Yes.
and Commissioner Caption.
Yes.
Thank you.
Can we approve it with 3 people? Or is that something?
1, 2, 3. Well, with Rhonda absent, or no.
Yeah, Rhonda's absent. She was at the meeting.
So we would have to move this vote to the next meeting. Sorry.
Okay. That's
Okay.
Okay, we'll carry it over.
That's a funky one.
Yeah. Wow.
Sorry, I had an unexpected thing happen.
Yeah, no worries at all.
Okay, so we'll carry that over, and then next is public comment on matters that are not listed on the agenda. Do we have any public comment, Sam?
Let me double check. I looked a little earlier and there wasn't, no.
Okay. So, and then next would be the administrative items, including the resolution that everybody got in their packets about this teleconferencing and pandemic stuff. So, Sam, do you want to go over that?
Yeah. Is it a little better if I get closer? Or am
Yeah,
I
a little
still
bit. I mean,
muffled?
you're
A
okay.
little bit.
Okay.
You're okay.
You're fine, Sam. It's just if you speak loud, it's all fine. It just sounds a little muted, like a fishbowl, but we can hear you just fine.
Yeah, usually I'm at home on my laptop, so this little camera at work is not as good, obviously. So this is really just an administrative, like cursory item. It's a little bit of a cleanup. So the town council approved this type of resolution, and it's part of the requirements from the state of California for our remote teleconference meetings. And when the town council approved this, it wasn't all encompassing of all of the commissions and committees. And so because your meeting is before their next meeting, Gary, our town attorney, said that you should also approve this. And then at the next meeting, the town council will reapprove this resolution. That is, it encompasses all of the commissions and committees. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them, but we're already following all of the government code section items to be compliant. This is just kind of a housekeeping issue.
Okay.
Sam, I do have, or is it chairperson, captain? I don't know how to address this.
That's
But
okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, is the fiscal impact because there's a cost for staff time and for the video? Is that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I just assume so. I'm just checking this out.
Yeah.
Good.
So we vote?
Yes.
Sure. So I move that we vote to approve the resolution about remote teleconferencing sent by our town attorney.
I second it.
Now we get a roll call.
Now you get another roll call vote. Commissioner Lay,
Approve?
Commissioner Resnick,
Approved?
Commissioner Meredith,
Approved?
Commissioner Cant,
Approved.
Vice Chair McDonald,
Approved?
and Chair Caption.
Approved.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, the art fund report, which that's you again, Sam.
Yeah. So I have attached the report. I can share my screen if that is helpful. There wasn't a whole lot of change since the last report you received. This one is as of the end of November. I'm actually probably will share my screen just for Jeffrey, just because it's, maybe something new. It's a good chance to educate. And so can you all see there the report?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So the first sheet is we have 3 accounts, and then we have the Town of Yountville Community Foundation, which is our nonprofit fund. And so these are the Arts Commission funds. The first one is the Yountville Arts Program, and this is our general fund budget. So it's part of the town's general fund budget. And we have revenue that comes in, and that could be from donations or any other type of revenue. What you're seeing in here is actually a reimbursement from the TID for Art Sip and Stroll. But the majority of this revenue comes from our art sip and stroll sales that'll be coming up in May. And then we also have the expenses for that budget. And then most of those expenses again come from are spent on the art sip and stroll, but then also supports our gallery and any other subsidiary events for the gallery openings or literary events, things like that. And then we like to make sure that we're clear that the town council approved the subsidy of this program. And so that's what we continue there with that. And then we break out under that fund any of art sales. So when we sell a sculpture or we sell art in the gallery, we look at that separately, but it is still part of that general fund budget. And so far this year, we've sold just under $39,000 worth of art so far. And then obviously paid out those expenses to the artists as well. We also have the Public Art Program Fee Fund. This is a restricted fund, and we get revenue for this fund through a 1% fee that is assessed on all of our commercial building permits. And so money comes into that fund when a permit has been finalized. So whatever the project was signed off on, and that person or that company or business decided to not place art. Then we get to move that money into revenue. And then we also have expenses here, and that all of the expenses are for only the art walk. So funding the commissions that we pay, the stipends we pay to the artists, anything it costs us to install the art comes out of here, as well as some minor marketing expenses just for the art walk. And so that balance as of today is just over $46,000. And then I'll just touch briefly on the TOYCF, so the County of Yountville Community Foundation. Like I said, is our 501c3. There is a account in the foundation for Yountville Arts, and that is kind of our savings account. It's how we've made purchases for art sculptures that the commission and the council have approved as permanent. And so as of today, there's just over $27,000 in that fund. And we've had some minor donations. And then the large expense here is when we purchased Raven and Polly has been our largest expense there this year. I will stop sharing, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Awesome.
Doesn't sound like there are any questions. So we'll move on. The next item, Rhonda very kindly sent for the art walk. The next item is on the agenda is for the art walk. And she sent a summary that I'll just go ahead and read because I don't have much to add to it. Judy is also was CC'd on the email from Rhonda. She says that the art walk is in progress on both Dancing Butterflies and Marin Foal. So Dancing Butterflies was, is the big Peter Hazel sculpture that we talked about last time and approved to go at the opening of Vandeleur Park. And Marin Foal is the Jack Chandler sculpture of the horse and her foal. So anyhow, so Rhonda says, I have a meeting with the Chandler Estate, and that's Julie, who's the attorney for the Chandler Estate, and Jack's former assistant Miguel later this week on the mare and foal. And the concern was basically about safety because it looked like kind of a fragile sculpture. And so, we're talking about signage back and forth and how to make sure that the sculpture isn't damaged and yet be accessible in the location of Hopper Creek Park. So she said, I'm in touch with Peter Hazel on Dancing Butterflies. And also on Dancing Butterflies, Kim Cook had a concern that it it didn't look, I think, substantial enough, or she had some concerns, and Rhonda talked to Peter Hazel about it, and he's actually modifying the sculpture a little bit, so I think that that's going to be a little more sturdy and appropriate for our art walk as well. So, the next thing that Rhonda said is worth noting is the installation of Yellowsphere, which was pretty cool. Big yellow ball that everybody seems to really like. Whether you think it's a Christmas bulb or a sun, everybody seems to enjoy that. And she has also been working with Lorenzo Mills, and he was the sculptor that did the chef, the guy with the fork in his neck, the chef. And she says a nice couple on. She's been working with Lorenzo Mills and a nice couple on the potential sale of a version of the chef. But the people seem to have dropped off the radar. Nonetheless, it's been nice to see sales interest in our art walk. And basically that's it. And and for those of you, I'm going to share screen. And that's my dog. Aww. And if you missed it, this is the sphere. That was pretty. Anyhow, that was pretty cool watching that thing. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. And whoops, stop share. And that the director that's the sculptor who brought the sphere down, Ivan McLean. So
Cool.
yeah, very cool. Okay. Judy, is there anything else that we need to discuss or that I missed?
No, I can't think of anything. Sorry.
Okay. No, thanks.
I have a question.
Yes.
With all of the promotions that we did with the cute flyers, with the ornaments, with the art, through all of that, did we get any bites on any art through the month?
I don't, you mean on the art walk?
Yeah.
I don't know. Jim, do you know? I mean, well, Rhonda, she said,
Rhonda would know, but yeah, no, I don't know.
just I think the interest in the chef that, as she said, they dropped off. So,
Well, it looked great, and it was everywhere I looked, so hopefully it'll be long shelf life.
And
yeah.
we're going to, we're working on updating that. So taking away the holiday theme on the art, Shop the Art Walk catalog, and updating that so it'll be pushed out again. We did sell low poly hearts. I'm not sure if it was directly related to that, but it was kind of during that time frame. But it, I will, when we get to marketing, I'm going to look up really quick how many hits we had on that catalog. I can tell you. So.
Oh, okay. And speaking of low poly heart, I mean, I should know the answer to this question, but I have a question. You know the placeholder hearts. Do we have, how many of those do we have, and how many are in the storage?
We have one.
Just one.
We have one in storage, or one?
We have
Yeah,
one in storage,
Vincent's.
Vincent Connor's heart is in storage, and then out on the art walk we have one still in Hopper Creek Park there by the French Laundry Garden, I believe.
Okay.
The others were sold.
That's Karen Ingalls. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something. Okay. Okay, anything else for Art Walk? Nope. Let's move on to gallery then, Jim.
Okay, I'm going to be brief, and I'm going to probably hand it back to you. But so we have the youth art exhibit ending on Friday. I think that was successful. There was some really nice stuff still in the gallery, and we also had a poetic writing event associated with it in December. Coming up January 13th, which is Thursday of next week, it will be the opening of Sam Chapman's exhibit, which is Flowers from Monet's Garden. I think it's going to be a great exhibit. And we have a proposal, which, because you're connected to it a little more than I am, Cindy, I'm going to have you talk about the gallery proposal for April 14th through May 13th.
Okay. Let me get back to Zoom. And so for that, I was very impressed at last year's Art Sip and Stroll with the number of folks that and the interest that was around Callie Zoe's booth. I was, all of us were, kind of walking around. Remember, it was really hot and stuff. And so anyhow, so I have since reached out to, so Callie Zoe means, as Jim said, he broke it down in the whatever proposal, that it means good life in Greek. And behind Callie Zoe are two amazing sisters. And one of them, they both have advanced degrees in art. And they both, Callie, who is the sister, one makes jewelry, and she majored in sculpture at, I think, the Chicago Institute. And then Ariana is an abstract expressionist, and I think she went to Columbia, but that might not be right. So anyhow, so they work together, and they have this very robust business, and through chatting with both of them, Ariana, the one that does the abstract expressionist, she lives in Belgium, and they also have ties to, as I said, like New York, Chicago, and then Napa. And Ariana goes back and forth between Napa and Belgium, and Callie lives in Napa. And so they're both like local and international, which is, I think, great. They're sort of, I think, really emerging artists. They're very, they have a great business. And I can share online, if some of you haven't seen it, let me show you, I just brought it up. So these are the sisters, and this is Callie, this is Ariana, and this Callie Zoe is fine jewelry, and it's just beautiful, and very sculptural, very modern, and also recycled, eco-friendly. They'll recycle your gold into something new for you. So anyhow, so that's kind of like how we got there. So when I reached out to Callie, she told me about Ariana. Ariana was in Paris at the time because they have pop-ups in Europe. So this is sort of like a month-long gallery show that we're proposing, similar to the pop-ups that they've done in Europe, with Ariana's paintings and collages on the walls of the gallery. And then Callie would come in and do different events with her jewelry. Her jewelry, is expensive, and we're not going to have her jewelry there without her there physically. So, we're concerned about security and stuff. They have a very large following in the Bay Area, so I think it's a new, it's another group of people that would be interested in coming to the gallery, learning about Yountville, and I think it's kind of a win-win for everybody. So Jim included Ariana's collages, and I don't know if can I bring those up? Do you want to bring them up, Sam? So Jim, Rhonda, and I met with Ariana, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago, Jim? Yeah. And we looked at her work. She paints on Belgian linen, which is pretty cool. I guess it looks actually, I think, a little bit better in person. This is her first solo gallery show, so she and Callie will be working out like the details of the theme, and And that's sort of what we propose, which is, you know, it's a little bit different for us, but I think different is good. And it's, you know, I think it's really exciting. They want to do events for their followers and stuff. And so I think there'll be a lot of activity in the gallery for that month.
That's great if they'll be in the gallery. That's going to be wonderful because I think based on what I've heard about their following, they'll bring up a lot of guests from the Bay Area.
Right.
And we have a good amount of art also to hang on the wall since the jewelry I guess won't be there unless they're there.
Right. Ariana, she was here and then she went back and she's coming again and she's going to be, and they just moved into a place, or Callie moved into a place that has a detached retail space in near downtown Napa, which is, and so they both have now studio space, a retail space, and a place for both of them to live while they're here, while Ariana is here and Callie lives here in Napa, you know, year round.
Hey, let me weigh in on one thing too. Ariana did offer to teach a children's art class, you know, without expecting to be reimbursed for that. She would offer to do that. So that's another possible event in the gallery that could be under the Parks and Rec umbrella.
Yeah, they have connections to Cake Bread. I think Callie's boyfriend is a winemaker for Cake Bread, so they're talking about maybe doing some Friday night, you know, wine, art, music sorts of things. So, you know, it's just there's a lot of good energy coming from them that I think we can support.
Just curious, when they have their art classes, will it be for art that's hanging, or will it be for jewelry also, or possibly both?
I thought she was talking about art.
Okay,
Yeah.
all
Right.
good. It's nice to stage some events around it.
Oh, art for the class, I think, but the events will be, is when they'll have the jewelry on site. Yeah,
Great.
I think we talked about weekend hours in the gallery and other things too.
And it sounds like a perfect environment for weekend hours, or at least Saturday, one of the days. That's
Yeah.
great, Cindy.
Yeah.
But we'll want to schedule, I think, in advance when the jewelry's going to be there so we can put that out there and make sure that people know that there's the dual component.
Yes. Yeah, they'll come up with a schedule. We'll have to cross-reference it. We've already done some preliminary dates and stuff because Danielle and Sam have a calendar. So obviously, if there's a quinceañera or wedding going on, then, you know, with the gallery will get bumped. So.
Great.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments about?
I think it's very cool. Is there, like you mentioned Cake Bread, but would there be interested in pairing it with like some of the treasury wineries like Behringer or BV to their?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Because
think
we would, you know, I mean, I
that'd be
can
great.
certainly set up some road shows like Etude or trunk shows or whatever we call them, right?
Right. Like
Okay.
that'd be
I'd
fun.
love to do that. And I must also tell you, I've gotten at least 3 people that came into the store that have thanked me as the art council person representing, you know, their kids for the show. And it was really phenomenal. The stuff that they've done is great. And a couple of the people work for us and they were just blown away by it. They said their kids absolutely were so excited about it. So great job there. Thanks.
Yeah. That was really very fun.
And a great job from Sam for reaching out to the young youth artists as well.
Yes. Excellent. Okay. That's all. That's anything else, Jim? Or do we need to vote on?
We need to vote.
We need to vote on that. Okay. So I move that we accept the Spiro Sisters for the gallery show April 14th to May 13th. And that's it. I need a second.
Looks like Robin seconded.
Oh, okay. Now the roll call.
Silently. Commissioner Lay,
Approve.
Commissioner Resnick. Sorry, you're muted. I was looking the other way. Was that a yes? Okay. Commissioner Meredith,
Approve.
Commissioner Cant,
Yes.
Vice Chair McDonald,
Yes.
and Chair Caption.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, next, literary subcommittee.
Okay, there's nothing soon, but we have a couple of things out there, and I would hope that in addition to another spot on a subcommittee, that Jeff gets involved in literary as well. We do have a book event that Rhonda set up through Sasha Paulson in mid-July. It'll be, we did an event with Sasha's first novel, I guess 2 years ago, and we have another, her second novel is coming out in July. So we have that event, and then September is scheduled normally for Art Sip and, Yountville Out Loud. So those are the two things on the docket right now. And again, I would hope that Jeff is part of this committee and subcommittee in addition to something else on the commission that we'll find a spot for him. So that's all I have to say for literary.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next, marketing and PR. Oh, I'm sorry. Any questions or comments for Jim or?
I did want to add that I found through the Yountville that Marianne Lyon and John Pedraglia are doing a Poetry is Food for the Soul event. And I tried to get it into the newsletter that was going in, but Marianne was not able to respond today in time to get us more information. She said that she would let me know in advance. She has a February event planned. So I didn't know if we want to work in kind of in tandem with the event she's doing, or at least help her.
Just so you know, Robin, I was able to get the event to Danielle. I was able to get her artwork. I don't know if she can pull or use the artwork I sent her, but in the future, we obviously need to get the collateral material so she has something to put in there too.
Yeah.
But I think she has it. We'll just see if it's. I'm not sure if it's high resolution enough. But it did get in, and she's working really hard to try and make it happen. I just spoke with her this afternoon.
Yeah, and I will say, Marianne right now is in New Mexico on a family trip, so maybe not that easily reached.
Well, she responded, but the deadline was 2 p.m. and it was about 3:30 when she got back to me. But at least we're open that channel.
Yeah, and we've always cross-promoted on our Facebook and Instagram a lot of these events too, as much as we can. So
And there's definitely a connection. I'm certainly close to Marianne, so we try to jointly put on a few of these poetry writing events in our gallery, for instance. And so the event on Saturday is not really connected to the gallery. It's more connected to writing poems about compassion and hope that's going to go into bags at the food bank. Since one of the local poets, John Petralia, is a volunteer at the Napa Food Bank. So that's what Saturday's all about.
I hope we can help promote it.
Yeah, thanks.
Great. Good to know. Okay, great. So next, Robin, you are up with marketing and PR subcommittee.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Robin. Why am I saying Robin?
I think I'm up. Not that Robin can't contribute, but just to follow up on what we were talking about with Robin, the newsletter, Danielle has provided a schedule for the newsletter, which I will email out to everybody so you can see when the quarterly ones are coming out. And I would say it's in all of our best interest to try and get her stuff sooner rather than later, because it's not just the information she needs, she also needs the collateral material, any artwork. So the sooner we can get on it, and now that we'll have dates, we'll know what we're leading up to, and we can just save things, save it in a draft or send it to Danielle, but we can start to accumulate a lot of nice stuff for the newsletter. She worked so hard on it, and I know she really appreciates all the entries that we can additionally supply to her. So that's it for newsletters. I want to also thank Sam for updating the youth art show artwork, because we were able to use that in a lot of our promotional materials for marketing it. The event was so magnificent. It was filled with lots of people, and it was so wonderful. Jim had mentioned to me at the gallery, usually he talks a little bit about the artwork and the kids, but I have to say the kids were such the stars at this event. There was no need to do any talking. They were there with their families and they were sharing, and they just owned the night, and it was really magnificent. And Sam had cookies, Christmas cookies and hot chocolate, but she also had mozzarella sticks and mandarin oranges. So it was really fabulous. So that was really exciting, and we got to get a lot of good stuff out on that. I believe I also told you at the last meeting that we had a FAM trip, a familiarity trip, it's referred to, that was set up by Fuller and Sander, and Rhonda and I gave a tour to 3 media people, and was really nice. Within a week or two, we had a beautiful piece, a video piece on KRON by Dana Rebman. And Jim, I believe you sent it out. Thank you. So everybody could see it. It was really nice, and really promoted the Yountville Art Walk. I have to tell you, I got such beautiful response from each of these PR people, how much they appreciated the time that was spent with them, how much they loved walking around town, visiting with the art. And one of them actually the very next morning took a walk all on her own to really spend more time with everything. So there is a method to our madness here. People really do love our art, and now that we can get it into the press more, it's a great thing. And Judy, thank you. Because I know you got our stuff up on the LG Scream and at the LG Design Center and Experience. So they are running, I believe, our Art Walk video. And they may have also been running Holidays in Yountville. I know, Judy, you were supposed to have a tasting there that was canceled, and I've reached out to try and get some time to go over and see it. But I know they've been really busy with the holidays.
They shut down for the holidays too. So they'll be back next week. And I told them that they need to contact you and let you come there, because you'd be a force that they need to know.
And also maybe they'll be able to, we can share our Art Sip and Stroll video with them too. So definitely. That could be a lot of fun. So we enjoy doing that. We'll start sharing Sam Chapman's gallery show appropriately. We've got that beautiful artwork, and start getting that out in newsletters. And as Sam was saying, we are going to redesign the Shop the Yountville Art Walk catalog. We've already started. Sam has really done some beautiful pages for us, and we're going to use mustard as the backdrop. It looks really beautiful, and obviously lose the holiday theme. And I think a catalog is a great way to look at our artwork for just to see it, to share it. It's nice to look on the audio tour, but this is a little more fluid. It's designed, it's beautiful, and it's just another great tool that we have. So we're excited that Sam is helping us to redesign it and keep it current. So probably throughout the seasons or different times of year, we'll have different catalogs. So that's well underway. And the newsletter, I think that's it for the PR.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
There was a short little email thread among a couple of us that I think started from Jessel Miller of Jessel Gallery about suggesting there might be a mustard festival. Now, I haven't heard anything about it, so I would think that there probably won't be any big mustard festival, since that would take a lot of time to generate. But what's going on, or what's the thinking behind redoing that? I mean, that was a very popular event a number of years ago.
I can share that with you. I can
Please,
actually,
please.
apparently, not apparently, you are correct. Jessel was trying to share that with everybody, with Visit Napa Valley, with fans of Jessel and fans of the Mustard Festival, and where we are at this point, because Rhonda was reaching out, or Jessel was reaching out right before the holidays to see if we were doing anything to promote. And I reached out to the chamber, and from what I was able to find out is that we are following Visit Napa Valley's lead at this point, and we are just waiting to see if they're going to be doing something or not. Because you're right, it's a very big effort. It's kind of hard to just get something like that going on shorter notice, and mustard season is just around the corner.
Well, it's already
So
started, right?
Yeah.
boy, has it ever. I couldn't believe it when I got back to town. It was not just a little bit, but it's everywhere, and it's so beautiful, which is a reason we wanted to use it for the catalog. It's just so exquisite, and it's so feel good. So at this point right now, I do not know of anything that's going on, and we will continue to wait and see. But I know Rhonda's been a big supporter. And I know that you, Cindy, and Jim have been also looking into it together, but that's all I have at this point in terms of the town.
Okay, thank you.
You are welcome.
Great, thank you. Any other questions or comments for marketing PR? Okay, next Art Sip and Stroll update.
Robin, do you want to talk? I'll talk. Silly me. Let's see. Art Sip and Stroll is moving along. It's hard to believe it's just around the corner, seemingly. And we're working with artist Nick Kahn, and Rhonda took a tour around town with him yesterday, and we've had Zoom calls with him and discussed where we would like to go with the artwork on this. And what I can share at this point, because it is a work in progress, but we've identified using the concept of taking iconic images in town, like Chaos Pamplona, Bouchon Bakery, the market, the Ciccio building that says market on it, just identifying iconic figures, architect, places here in town, and in his unique style of more or less of line drawing, that we would do something with that. And we've just started actually trying to put the different iconic images into a piece of artwork. So we just started that. So I would love to share more, but as I said, it's a work in progress. But I think you're familiar, if you looked on Nick's website, of his lovely artwork. And if you look at, he did one on San Francisco, which was really nice, where he had all the different iconic images of San Francisco, and he had it put into a rectangular shape. We're thinking of doing something a little different, but we do like the idea of iconic images. We would represent things as a whole, not just a hotel, but our hotel industry, or certainly things like French Laundry or Market, or other things in town that are iconic on their own and don't just represent a particular place. We would name them, but we're off to a good start, and we feel really terrific about it. So that's where we're at and pushing forward, and we hope to talk to him a little bit more this week.
Okay, so I have a question of Sam. This also concerns the gallery, because he would be the gallery artist for the couple of months surrounding Art Sip and Stroll. So Sam, even though it's kind of going through the Art Sip and Stroll subcommittee, we still have to approve Nick Kahn as at least the gallery artist, right?
Yeah, so you, as a commission, decided, I can't remember, a while back, to approve the gallery shows formally. So you would just need to formally approve that as that gallery show. Yeah.
So possibly at the February meeting, Noel, you and the subcommittee would bring forward for formal approval Nick in the gallery.
Would we do it, or would you do it as the gallery committee? I'm happy to do it, but wouldn't that be the gallery committee bringing it forward? Rhonda's on the gallery committee.
Well, last year I thought that Guy Buffet came forward to the commission through the Sip and Stroll subcommittee. But I can certainly do it too. I can put
Yeah,
together
whatever works
proposals.
best. Sam, would you
Yeah.
like to give us some guidance?
I just need his artwork, some examples of his artwork and a little background to put in the staff report. I mean, it's really just perfunctory, really, for you guys to get it in there. I mean, some sort of outline of the show would probably be good.
Okay.
So
Nick Kahn he's the graphic designer that did the posters?
No.
No, that's somebody else. No, look him up online. Nick Kahn, CANN, artist, Napa Valley. He has an entire website. He's got a very stylized type of art.
yeah, some of his early stuff reminded me of Peter Max.
Oh,
Yeah, okay. I will talk with you and Rhonda and your committee, and either you or the gallery subcommittee will, come up with some words with some pictures
Absolutely.
for the next meeting.
okay. Oh, I see. Yeah. Interesting. So, and how did we find, is he a friend of Rhonda's, or how did we find him?
Do you want to speak to that, Jim? I think you
Yeah,
and
I
Rhonda
think
worked on that first.
Rhonda's known him a long time. I mean, I've been to his house and seen his work during Napa Open Studios. So, I've met him at a couple of art events, but I think it came through primarily Rhonda's connection to Nick Kahn.
Yeah.
And he's been in the Valley for a long time.
Yeah, very cool. Really different stuff.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Yeah. Great. Okay. Yeah. Look forward to seeing more of his stuff down the road. Okay. Where are we? We are now, Robin, unless Noelle wants to talk about performing arts.
Could I ask a quick question
sure, sorry.
first?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is the date of the Art Sip and Stroll?
It's May 21st.
Thank you.
Saturday.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I just wanted to add, we are finishing up the call for our artists. So that will premiere in our newsletter this week, and that'll be live for artists to start submitting for the art call. That'll then be juried. And then we're working on updating the website's already been updated with that information. So that is in process as well. So we'll open that up this week. And then with that, we'll start pushing that out on our own media, but then as well as to a mailing list, an email list that Danielle and I are compiling of other arts organizations or press, some of them are magazines or online newsletters. So we're trying to really kind of be comprehensive in that. But of course, we could use all of your support in pushing the call for artists out as well. So look for that.
Great. Good. Okay. So I jumped the gun. Now I'm back. Robin, what do you have anything with performing arts?
Yes, thank you to Sam. Not only is the call for artists ready for Art Sip and Stroll, but also for the music component for Art Sip and Stroll, as well as the Sunday Music in the Park series. We've changed them up to kind of encompass the different settings and the different vibes. But for Art Sip and Stroll, we want singer-songwriter type, so original music and people with a following. And Music in the Park will have my little subcommittee, my volunteers. I'm going to do some little house concerts so we can do some voting on the type of music and the bands that we have for Music in the Park. So I'm looking forward to a good season. Also, I talked with Sam about hosting those events. So there's actually an MC, and whether it's me or if John and I happen to be out of town, somebody else that will actually act as the event host, talk about things going on within the Art Sip and Stroll community, and just make the events a little more kind of tailored from start to finish.
Yeah. Very nice. That's great progress.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you. Any questions for Robin? Or, no? Comments? Thank you, Robin. Okay, next we have staff informational reports. Sam, is there something?
Nope, I don't have anything.
Okay, and then commissioner comments or reports? Nope. Okay, excellent. So somebody should move to adjourn this meeting.
Boy, under an hour? How can she be so efficient?
Congratulations, Cindy.
Judy, I dedicate this meeting to you. They'll probably be the only one
Gift
that's
of
here.
time.
It's
I think-
Rhonda. It's Rhonda. She wasn't here.
I think it's a I think this is a record.
It's a record.
I adjourn, I, what do I say? I adjourn, right?
Motion.
I move to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay.
Look how efficient we
All
are.
in favor? Thumbs up is fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Happy New Year,
Okay.
everybody.
Nice
Happy
to
New
meet you,
Year.
Jeff.
Happy New Year.